how does one take that leap and try to get into politics?
It's kind of funny. I've always followed politics. Ironically, when I was in 5th grade, we had to write a book. So that's one of my favorite things too. We actually had to do research papers when in 5th grade, right? Even as early as 3rd grade, I had to do research papers. Yet we have people telling us now, millennials telling us now, you people don't know how to research. I'm like, we had the Dewey Decimal System. Trust me, we know how to research. So what happened was we all got matched up with a professional. We got to choose which professional. Like there was a baker, and there was a newscaster, and there was a restaurant owner, and we got to choose which profession we wanted to go talk to the adult who was in that profession about, and then write a book about it. And I chose the state legislator. I still have the book. I've got a horrible perm in all the pictures and big old glasses, probably braces too. Typical 10-year-old, 11, 10, something like that. And I was interested then. I was interested in politics, but I started following national politics in high school, Bob Dole era, Pat Buchanan was big then. It was during the Clinton years. And I just kind of always stuck with it. I always followed national politics, but I didn't really dive too deeply into local politics as an adult because of being a military spouse. We move every 3 years, and it's too quickly paced in order to actually follow what's going on in one area and then get up and move and figure it out in another area. So not until we moved to Florida did I actually start following local politics, but I've always been interested in national politics. This really, after the election, after the 2020 election, that really got me going. And the COVID, the masks for the kids in the schools, that got me going to school board meetings. And I just realized, you know what, there aren't enough people that are really doing the investigative work. So that's what I started doing. I started digging into following money here in Florida of politicians, and I found out how dirty politicians were, and even the ones we like or we thought we liked. So, the best way to handle that is to kind of infiltrate them yourself and to get to the bottom of it and become the change you want to see, right?
All right. So you just got back from a trip to Panama. I mean, talking about money, following the money, right? You just got
Right.
back from Panama, in which you visited the Darien Gap, which has been all over the news. Well, why don't you explain what is the Darien Gap?
So the Darien Gap is the area in Panama. Darien it's a province, so that's like a state. And the Darien Gap is the area in which the Pan American Highway ends and doesn't pick up again until the other side of the river, which separates Colombia from Panama. And the other side, which goes from Colombia all the way to the southernmost point of South America down to Chile. And the part in Darien goes all the way up north to Alaska. So the only thing that's separating those two roads is it's the Darien Gap. It's the gap. Now the concerning thing is in Yavitsa, where that Pan American Highway ends, they are actually in the process of constructing a bridge right over to the other side, which is about 60 miles from the Colombian border. So technically the river runs through, but it's from Panama to Panama, but it's on the way to Colombia over to the other side, where that highway will just bring up migrants all the way from the southernmost point all the way up into the areas in Panama where you can just get on one of those migrant buses and be bussed right up to Costa Rica. They will no longer have to go through the jungle, which is dangerous and inhumane, I might want to add, and is completely facilitated and funded by NGOs, non-governmental organizations, charities that you think are doing good, or they even, the people who are pushing them think they're doing good, such as HIAS, Catholic charities. I know I recently am digging a little bit into Catholic relief societies. As a Catholic, I feel like I should know where they're encouraging us to send our money. And it's funded a lot by the UN. Mayorkas has been down there. We are funding our own invasion is really what this is. We are funding our own demise. And it's depressing because these people are not living the good life.